You're still watching Prime Morning. My name is Dua Akumia. You can also call me the Golden Girl. I love to be called that, by the way. It's time for Let's Talk Relationship. Today, we are going to get a little bit spicy. And so if you're married, this conversation is perfect for you. Are you planning on being married in a few months to come? Make sure that you stick and stay with us right here on Prime Morning. My guest is beautifully seated. She's geared up. She's ready to share it all for you. Ladies and gentlemen, certified sex coach. She's an author. She's also a media personality. Ami Shikah. Good morning, Ami.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm feeling very sexy.
Okay.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I love the fact that you're feeling very sexy because you're going to give us all the gist. You already, I like that. And so before we get into the conversation for today, the topic is how to satisfy your spouse. That's what we're going to talk about. But Reverend Eastwood Anaba, to his congregation, gave some interesting and very detailed nuggets as to certain things that you can do to, spice things up a little bit in the bedroom. And it has gotten massively viral. And so please watch this video. When we come back, the conversation begins.
Why should I thank my wife after sex when we both enjoyed it and it's also part of keeping the relationship together?
How many men here haven't heard the word orgasm before? Lift up your hand. Orgasm. Lift up your hand if you haven't heard it. Yeah. Okay. Somebody said, what is that? Orgasm is when the woman is behaving the way you, the man, behave. When you get to the peak. You see, when you, the man, get to the peak and you're making all the, you kill me. Hey, Akuma. When you get to it and say, hey, Asana Wankuma. Asana, you kill me. Has your wife shouted like that before? If she hasn't, or you have not seen her behaving abnormal like somebody who has reached the peak of enjoyment, it means she hasn't gone through an orgasm. She hasn't gone to an orgasm. And many women, and you yourself know what I'm talking about, your wife doesn't get to that point normally. Most of the time it is you. And a lot of the men, especially as they grow older, they find it difficult to sustain an erection for a long time. So they are not even there long enough for the woman to get an orgasm. And these are men too who don't know anything about foreplay. They don't know anything about how to use their hands. They don't know anything about sexual vaginal lubricants or penile lubricants. So you talk to them about KY jelly. How many of you know something called KY jelly? Okay. How many of you don't know it? KY jelly, okay? Majority of hands are up. That means that in your case, you have been going through, from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. So you enter this woman without any form of lubrication. And if you don't want the lubrication, then the foreplay has to be very long until the woman discharges her own juices that make the place, her own fluids, that make the place enterable before you go in, or penetrable before you go in. But many men don't know about all this. They eventually pounce on the woman and leave her with bruises. In your case, you should not be thanking her, you should be worshiping her for inflicting injuries on her. And like I said, in a lot of the cases, the man enjoys the relationship more than the woman. And then if you also look at our society on the average, 95 out of 100 cases, it is men who pay for sex. Women don't pay for sex.
And that was Reverend Eastwood Anaba on satisfying your spouses. And I like the fact that he said that in many cases, the men do enjoy the relationship or the marriage just because of the sex parts than women do. Do you agree? What's your case? What's your experience? How do you feel? Or how is your sex life in your relationship or marriage like? Please share that with us on all our social media platforms. WhatsApp, it is 055-157-5757. Our Facebook, it is Joy Prime TV. Get into the comment section now. Ami is here to share it all.
Yeah.
Ami, how do you feel? What was the first thoughts that came in mind after you saw Reverend Eastwood Anaba say all these?
It made me so happy
Okay.
that in the church, he was giving them sex education
Yes.
because you know how it's absent in our curriculum. And a lot of men, like not just men alone, women, like they were very ignorant about the basic things when it comes to like pleasurable sex.
Would you say that a majority of women are ignorant on that part?
I think it cuts across. It's both.
Okay.
And what happens is because of like a lot of people are used to men dominating and taking charge in the bedroom.
Yeah.
A lot of women like they just let the man lead, which is a myth. I love how he plays so much focus on foreplay too.
Right.
I love how he talked about tests, because a lot of women end up feeling so much pain during sex.
Okay.
They don't enjoy it, and instead of at least, I mean, if you're not enjoying, at least don't feel pain. They end up feeling pain. They have bruises in their vagina. They have tears. And it makes sex a very uncomfortable experience for them. When sex should be mutually pleasurable.
Right.
It can be fun for women.
Yeah.
Women can have orgasms. I love how he talked about foreplay. Because you see, a lot of men place so much focus on penetration. They care so much about how hard they are, how long the penetrative session is, when sex goes beyond that. And a lot of women require more than penetration to have an orgasm during sex.
Okay.
So, and I also loved how he mentioned the lubricants.
Yeah.
Because some people feel like there's no need for lubricants in the bedroom, but anybody and everybody should use lubricants because it enhances the experience and it makes the vagina, like, I mean, ready for penetration.
Okay.
And I love that it was in the church, please.
It was in the church.
Yeah,
A lot of people are excited about that because you don't really get that in a lot of churches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in the church don't know how to go about it for pleasure.
Yeah.
So it's great that he's doing it. I hope other pastors learn from it so that they are couples. Because there are so many married people in church. They have sex. Some women deserve to enjoy sex. So they need to know this knowledge so that they can at least, I mean, tell their partners, okay, please, can we do a lot of foreplay? Don't just rush to penetrate. Or can we get a lubricant?
Yeah.
Or can we try this and that?
Yeah. So I have seen something on social media where a lot of people, it's not just once or twice, it's about 4 or 5 times that I've chanced on this on social media where people are advising or people are letting certain people know that when it comes to a woman, orgasm is not just about how she ends up feeling at the end of sex, but rather it's something that starts in the morning.
Journey.
How you treat her, how you make her feel throughout the entire day. Can you give us some more explanations to that?
So for women, right, like sex is not that simple, okay? Our mental, like our mind plays a big role. Our emotional, like connection with our partner. So like making me feel loved, like making your partner feel loved from the beginning, like in the morning. Not just like coming home at night and saying, okay, it's time to have sex, right? Like, let her feel loved. Let her feel like you care for her.
Okay.
Like the messages you send to each other during
the day.
Like that, like, I miss you. Like, such messages, like, it makes you excited. Or maybe, like, you see something on the internet, you're like, you send it to her, oh, I can't wait for us to try this. Can we try it tonight?
Okay.
Or you see a lingerie, like maybe an Instagram shop posts a lingerie and you send it to her. And, like, such conversations are great. Aside from that, like, the emotional bit is necessary because I'll mention love languages, yeah? It's important that we know our partner's love languages. There are 5. For each person,
There are 5.
There are 5.
Okay.
Let me start with words of affirmation. There's some people who they prefer when you tell them sweet things.
Yeah, the love languages.
Yeah, like it's very necessary for them. That's what makes them feel loved the most. There's some people, it's gifts. There's some people, it's thoughtful gestures. Do you get it?
Yeah.
There's some people, it's physical touch.
Yes.
Yeah, so with that, like if you know your partner's like main love language, then you can like, if it's gifts, maybe during the day you can send her a surprise.
I wonder how many partners, how many men really know the love languages of their partners.
It shouldn't be hard. If you don't know, just go on the internet
And
just type it. There's a quiz.
Okay, so you can let your partner take
the
that
quiz
test.
and you also take it so that it goes both ways, right? So that your partner can love you the way you want to be loved and you can love them the way they want to be loved. Because for women, like if the other areas, like they don't feel loved, most often, like, they don't want to have sex with you. If she feels like you don't care so much, like, why are you trying to have sex with her? She needs to feel emotionally connected to you. She needs to feel like she can trust you. She feels safe around you. She loves you. You care for her.
So,
that's the first thing.
Okay, so not to cut you. So that with what you just said, does that contribute to some women who feel like you have to prep them or let them be in the know prior to the day? Let's say, like, you know, days before or earlier. You just have to let them know that this is what I plan on us doing.
Sex.
Like a planned sort of sex.
Well, for scheduling. But let's work with scheduling intimacy.
Yeah.
Well, for like, because of life, the way like people have work and stress and different times, like maybe different times of availability, it can be great for couples to schedule intimacy. Because that way, if I know that tonight we're going to have sex, I prep myself. And maybe before that time, I take my shower. Maybe if there's something I need to wear or take, like you make time for it, you prepare for it. So that like when the time comes, it's not like, because stress can easily kill desire. When you are too stressed, it can be so hard for you to enjoy sex. Because then you won't be able to
tired,
feel
your mind
exactly.
Is,
Yes. So when you schedule it like that, depending on maybe your work schedules are conflicting, but you know that we plan to have sex maybe Wednesday night. You will make sure that Wednesday night you are available to enjoy intimacy with your partner. And even if you are stressed, you both of you can work. Maybe you can massage each other. That's a way to relax and ease into the session. Do you get it? So yeah, with sex for women, the mind plays a big role. Men need to find ways to make their partners feel loved. If there's conflict in other areas, resolve it. Do you get it? That makes it easier for her to be in her body, like to be present in her body, to enjoy having sex with you. Because you don't want to be having sex with her and then she's mad at you and then it's like, hurry up and
just get off.
Yeah, like, because if I'm happy with you, then I would immerse myself in the session and it will be fun to have. Aside from that, foreplay. But let's continue. Let me let you.
Yes, so the scheduling part.
Yeah.
One would also argue that it could be tiresome. It could be too much. Because then again, as women, our bodies are going through so many things in the course of the month. You know, ovulation, menstruation, and then all of the mood swings here and there. So how can you take that into consideration and say it could work if I'm to incorporate scheduling, or we are to incorporate scheduling in our sex life?
You know, a lot of times when people hear scheduling, they think that it makes it less fun. They wish that every time you have sex, it will be spontaneous. But remember how, like, as adults, a lot of things can make it impossible to have spontaneous sex all the time. Because maybe you're ready at this time and your partner is busy at work. Or they have to do something, or they are too stressed or they have to take their kids to school. Do you understand? So when you schedule it, I mean, it doesn't have to be too strict. Do you get it? It can be that, okay, maybe in the weekends, we should make sure that we make time for intimacy. Or like 1 hour or some 2 hours, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let's find some time. You know that definitely every weekend we have sex. It's not too strict. Yeah, and with the women and our cycles, it will be helpful if we make use of period apps, okay? So that we can track when our period is coming. So that, I mean, you know how to schedule around it. Like, these apps have been very helpful to a lot of women. Do you understand it? Yeah.
Right. I want us to start talking about certain wrong things that we do.
Yeah.
I know that there are a lot of wrong things that married couples are doing when it comes to their sex lives. Let's talk about that.
One, focusing too much on penetration. A lot of men, that's all they care about. Like, they just, well, it's not their fault because we didn't get like comprehensive sex education. So a lot of people, their knowledge is from porn. They think that sex is all about going inside.
Right.
And they don't prep the woman. And for some women, like, all they know is go lie down and open your legs.
Yes.
They don't know that they are, like, sex is like a whole journey on its own. There should be a beginning point before you even get to the point of penetration. The vagina is such that if you don't, like, prep it well, it won't be relaxed enough to accommodate an object. Do you get it?
I get it.
So if she doesn't feel ready mentally, she's not like ready, and there's no
or maybe
foreplay.
You guys have had a fight.
And
then
not
you,
talked
the man,
about
you
it.
are ready, but she is still, you know, holding something against you.
That yeah, that can make it one-sided because now she's angry.
She's angry.
A lot of women will say no to having sex during, but some people, they just go ahead because they feel like you're entitled to it because we are married.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
let's foreplay. I feel like everybody, like we should always like prioritize foreplay. It doesn't have to be rushed. Foreplay is still sex in its own way because fingering is still foreplay. Oral sex is foreplay. Foreplay is any activity outside of penetration.
Okay.
And all those activities, they are fun. They build anticipation. And like they make you feel like pleasure.
Right.
So for the woman, you're getting wet, you're getting excited, you want more.
Right.
And then like, I mean, even if like for some people, they just kiss, play with the breasts and then go straight to penetration. Like do a lot of
You're
things.
doing it wrong.
Massages.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can do. Foreplay. All those things, like they make it exciting. So that when you finally get to the point of penetration, it's easier for her to have an orgasm. And some women, like even if you do a lot of foreplay, you can make her have an orgasm before you penetrate. And then that way, the duration of the penetration session wouldn't matter too much. Because some people, you see how people care so much, because early ejaculation is the most common sexual concern in males.
Yeah, under 1 minute.
Under 1 minute. Well, some people will tell you under 3 minutes too, but under 1 minute is too short. Oh my God. Even under 3 minutes. But yeah. But you know, men care so much about that. Like they take all sorts of things because they want to last so long.
Yeah.
Forgetting that if they have prolonged foreplay sessions where it's like you're doing a lot of fun activities where you feel pleasure, she feels pleasure, she gets an orgasm, you can also get an orgasm. And then you finally go inside. It wouldn't matter how long you last when you are inside.
Okay.
Because she's already felt her orgasms and she feels so good. And there are ways to even like, I mean, you can go inside and pause and then continue foreplay and go back inside. These are ways to make sex fun for both partners. So for men, right, I think that's what men get wrong the most, focusing too much on penetration. Because like less than 30% of women are able to orgasm from penetration alone. So how about the others? You see, that's why women keep faking orgasms.
Speaking about orgasms, a lot of people too have this issue where they feel like sometimes, in fact, the men specifically, if the woman is to reach her peak, then she gets tired. Or the man reaches his peak.
Yeah.
He becomes quite lazy
To continue.
to continue.
Yeah.
So what do you do? How do you
Work around it.
Work around that.
Okay, so with the women, right? So it's important to know if she's a type that loses interest after having an orgasm. There's a refractory period, right? After an orgasm or ejaculation, everybody has a period of time like they need before they can get back to it. For some people, it's very short.
Okay.
For some people, it's long. For some men, they need like hours. Like some men can only do one round. Right after they ejaculate, they cannot go again unless the next day. For some, they just need like a little or just rest a bit or do some foreplay and they are back to action. So you need to know yourself. Some women are also like that where after they have an orgasm, leave me alone, don't touch me.
Right.
They get irritated when you touch them.
Yeah.
So if you know your partner is like that, but you know what it takes for them to have an orgasm, you can find a way to edge them, like delaying it. So like you do what they enjoy so much. When you see it's getting to the peak, you stop. And do like it's a way, because it makes in the end the final orgasm is more intense even. That's a tip for the viewers.
Yeah.
Whereas like you know your partner's pleasure points, you do them to a point, you see that you pay attention to how they moan, their movement, like you know your partner, like you should be able to tell. If not, let them let you know like it feels good, like it's communication. Even if it's a word or like a thumbs up to let you know that it feels very good. When it's getting very intense, you pause it so that you can also get your pleasure, so that you can time it in a way that when she comes, you've come, or you come before she comes, so that, like, after she comes, you don't have to continue the session. Then you can do your aftercare.
Okay.
Aftercare is also very important. People do.
We'll talk about that. Please hold that one thought. But I want to read about 2 messages from our Facebook page, and then we'll continue the conversation. So what do we have on Facebook? Let's see. But you can continue with the messages. Our WhatsApp number is 055-157-5757. On Facebook, it is Joy Prime TV. Let us know your thoughts. What is it that you are struggling with when it comes to intimacy in your relationship or marriage? Okay, so Melinda Ciale says, I love how Reverend Eastwood Annabelle was teaching the church about sex. Yes, God bless him so much. Okay, all right. We are trying to see what we have on WhatsApp as well. And so please continue sending in your message. We are trying to retrieve all the WhatsApp messages. Continue sending in your messages. Ami is here and she's giving you all the tips that you need to know when it comes to intimacy with your partners. If we are married, you are preparing to get married, please jot it all down. I told you she's an author, right? She has a book here. We're going to get into that a little later. But let's read some more. Okay. What do we have here? Okay, all right. So we are still trying to gather the messages. So please continue. Sending in the comment. Okay, we have, he would have taken time not to. Okay, so the woman to, do they, and okay, the woman too, they enjoy pa. The women too, they enjoy pa. I don't speak Pidgin, so I struggle a little bit when reading the Pidgin English. Okay, the woman too, they enjoy pa. Yes, thank you very much for that. It is true. Anyways, Ami, yeah. Keep on sending in your messages. Ami, so if you have any questions for Ami too, she would answer it all for you. Ami, you were, dwelling on something very important.
The comments made me laugh because he said women too, they enjoy porn.
Yeah.
A lot of women fake moan.
Yeah.
A lot of women, because in porn, they see that women make sounds. So they feel like, I need to make the sounds during sex.
Just to make the man happy.
Yes, or because they feel like they have to do it, regardless of whether they feel pleasure or not. So it's easy for you to think, well, my woman is enjoying when you are not doing the right thing. So learn the right thing so that it will be easier for her to do it, to moan.
For the sake of the men, I know that a lot of men have complained, have realized this thing about some women. What truly, really, as a woman, from the perspective of a woman, what really makes a woman decide to fake moaning?
Okay, so first thing is her orientation, with regards to sex. What if she thinks that as a woman during sex, you have to moan? There was a time somebody told me that she was having sex, with a previous partner, and she wasn't moaning because it wasn't pleasurable. And he got mad at her after a couple of times that, why don't you moan during sex?
Oh.
And she told him, it's because I don't enjoy it. He told her, I don't care. As a woman, you're supposed to moan. So this is something that a lot of women believe.
Right.
They think that once it's going inside, let out a sound. Do something, shake your legs, roll your eyes. So then your partner is seeing all that.
Or women are good actresses.
Right? That's why the orgasm gap is wide. And it's so bad because it's bad for us women, because why are you doing that to yourself? He is enjoying. And you are because it's a shared experience. Your body is involved. Why don't you want to let him know? Even if you don't know, tell him that, oh, babe, can we try this? Don't even use a positive tone. Don't say that, oh, you're so bad in bed. Because when you tell them that, they react negatively. Well, tell him, okay, I like this and this you do during sex, but I wish we'll do foreplay more. I wish you would go down on me because I heard that it can be fun. I want to see if I will enjoy it.
Okay.
Or I wish you tried this and that.
Yeah.
Or I saw this and I thought it would be fun.
Right.
So that, you can try it because it takes us trying a lot of things to know what we enjoy. If you don't try, how do you know?
That's
true. Do you understand? And if you don't communicate with your partner, they might think that all the things they do is the right things. And then they'll keep doing that every single time. We have married women, decades, they've never had an orgasm. Ooh. But they have sex with their partners. And for some, because they don't enjoy sex, sex is like work. It's like a chore. That after they have their babies, they feel like there's no need to have sex because I'm not enjoying it, you are enjoying it. And the men have to beg every time. They don't get that. It's because she doesn't enjoy it.
Right.
So she doesn't feel the need to have it. If she was enjoying it, she would crave it.
This is the after childbirth part is very interesting, and I know that a lot of women are having challenges with that as well. Sometimes maybe truly their bodies are still being, going through the process of healing. And so truly they cannot, or sometimes even after childbirth, the feeling just sort of like goes away. You hear all these stories. So would you say that after childbirth, what time range or time frame as a woman should you give your husband, for your husband to understand you that, you know what, I've given birth, wait, for this long before I would bounce back, or I can bounce back?
Okay, so usually the doctors give you like minimum of...
Minimum, yeah, for the healing.
Yeah, but like it really depends. Some women are ready to go right after the 6 weeks, or like after 2 months. Some women are ready to go. But I would say that what couples can do is, if you are like getting back to being sexual after childbirth, make it like, take away the penetration bit and make it more about foreplay. The kissing, the massaging, the playing with like touching, like all those things. They are low pressure activities that don't require penetration. It eases the woman into like wanting to be sexual again.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because a lot of people, because they focus too much on penetration, right after it's like, okay, now let's start having sex again, and they want to go inside. A lot of women require, like, they need to like want it after a while. So like, find out activities outside of penis in vagina that you can do with your partner.
You can engage in, that's true.
That they are enjoyable. They are low pressure activities. She wouldn't stress
What
too much
example would you
about
give off the top of your head?
Let me start with kissing.
Okay.
Clitoral stimulation.
Okay.
You can nipple play.
Okay.
Massages. Erotic massages are great.
Oh.
Erotic massages are great. There's a lot. I have a lot in my book.
Yeah, she does.
Like
I
gave, that's why I wrote my book. I gave a lot of options because a lot of people assume foreplay to be boring. When like the umbrella is so wide, it's so many things you can do with your partner for pleasure outside of penetration. Because a lot of women, they enjoy the outside stuff more than the penetration bit, and it makes them want the penetration. Because then the outside one makes the vagina wet and like lubricated and ready, relaxed, and ready to.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier for her to enjoy sex.
Okay. Yeah. We are still here and we are talking about satisfying your spouses, your partners, in relationships, in marriages. Continue sending in your messages. Let's go on WhatsApp and let's read some messages from you. Ami is still here. What question do you want to ask her? Please feel free and ask her all the questions about intimacy that you want, because she's a certified sex coach, so she's got it all for you. Okay, so first question on our WhatsApp we have. So as a man, what can you do to last longer during sex? Okay, that's a very interesting question. Ami, please help our man out.
Okay, so I mentioned this earlier, foreplay. Prolonged foreplay is like the easiest trick to lasting longer, because when you do prolonged foreplay, you're focusing on activities that both of you enjoy.
Okay.
And then with those activities, some of them can actually lead to an orgasm for your partner. So it's both ways. Although you are lasting longer, the focus, I care about the women enjoying sex. So at least the woman is also enjoying. And then when you finally go inside, like you've already spent like 30 minutes doing other things, or 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, when you finally go inside, it wouldn't matter how long it takes. Another thing is pausing penetration to continue foreplay. Okay. It's called edging. Okay, so when you start penetration and it starts to feel good, you are enjoying it, it gets to a point, it's getting intense, it's getting strong. You pull out. And then you bring hair and then do something else. Yeah, the foreplay. She'll be enjoying it. She doesn't know that you are like psyching yourself to last longer. So that's a great way. It's a very natural way to last longer, edging. Stop. It's called the start and stop technique.
Okay.
Or the edging.
Okay.
Pause. Go to foreplay, then go back to penetration.
Okay, Ami, see, you have so many questions here. In fact, right now, you have a marriage proposal. I love her teachings. If she's not married, let me marry her, okay?
Hey.
I mean, okay, so let's move on. Some men don't even know what is romance.
Oh.
Very good one. That's true. That's very true. Ike watching from Kumasi. I wonder why some men don't like foreplay, because foreplay is really enjoyable.
Yes.
Even kissing is a vibe. I like this one. That's a very good one. Okay, let's read some more. Let's read some more because we have so many. Beautiful, beautiful morning, Esiedwa, and our beautiful guest. God bless you for this. Since I started giving birth, I no longer have the urge for sex anymore. Please, why is that? And what can I do? It has been happening for about 5 years, and my husband complains about it bitterly. About it so much, I had to always try to force myself most times.
That's so
I have to always force myself most times. Please, what can I do? Nancy from Lashibi. Oh, Nancy, please help her out.
Nancy, I like that you asked that question because low libido is the most common female sexual concern.
Okay.
A lot of women have low libido.
Okay.
Since you've given birth, I think that the first thing you can do is to see a gynecologist, and so they do some tests to see if your hormonal levels are balanced. Because if they're not, that can be a reason why your libido is that low. So she should, whenever she can, as soon as, I'm not saying do it today, but whenever you can, since it matters to you, go and see a doctor and then let them do the test and find out if there's a need to give you some hormonal supplements, they'll do that and it can help. Another thing is, she can, there's maca roots. Can she get maca roots, maca powder? It's a natural aphrodisiac. Have you heard of?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
I never knew it helps when it comes to.
Well, it's an aphrodisiac in its way. It's just natural. You have to add it to maybe yogurts or like liquid food.
Okay.
Like a teaspoon.
Okay.
Daily, and it's been set to scientific. It shows promise to increase your libido and make you desire sex. So maybe like it won't be something that you see results in a day, but like maybe after weeks or months, it helps. Another thing is if you can start reading erotic stories, like romance novels. Erotic stories are actually, because in the end, it's stimulating your desire.
Your brain, you know.
Like, because when you read them, they make you horny in a way. Like, women, a lot of women love romance novels.
Okay.
She should invest in some. She can even find some on the internet if she's not ready to buy. She'll find a way, download some or like buy on Kindle, like romance novels. Read them. They have a way of like helping. It's not like you see a result in a day. These are things that, you said you've been dealing with this for 5 years.
5 years.
So look, after a month, you'll notice some positive results.
Yeah.
And she should love her body. Self-confidence helps too. Loving your body, investing in clothes and outfits.
I think it's
sexy.
something that a lot of women lack, especially after childbirth. The self-confidence, the self-esteem, it drops.
Yeah. So, with that, your partner too can play a role because, like, the compliments, compliments. And you two, like, exercising, and sometimes they don't even have time. Okay. Your husband should be able to help out with the kids. So that you can have some time for yourself and look in the mirror in the morning. So what you can do is a ritual you can do every morning. You can look in the mirror and then say something positive about your body. Like, the more you say it, the more you believe it. Exactly.
I am attractive.
Exactly. I have the most beautiful body. I'm so sexy. Like, maybe in the morning and in the evening.
Right.
After a while, you start to believe it.
Okay.
So that's another thing. Invest in lingerie. Like, find outfits that you wear that you feel sexy in.
Very confident.
Yes. They all play a role. Like, after a while, she would notice. But first thing, she needs to see the doctor.
Okay.
So that if it's a hormonal issue, she can get the supplements and still do my other suggestions.
Okay. Nancy, so I hope your question has been rightly answered. Please start, all that Ami has shared. Please start it. I want us to take some more messages so that we can get into asking Ami some more questions as well. But whilst we get the WhatsApp messages ready, Ami, how long have you been practicing as a sex coach?
Since 2022.
My goodness.
Yeah.
All right. So I believe that, no, not that I believe. Let me ask you this. How many men and women, percentage-wise, come to you often with their sex issues or bedroom matters, especially the married ones?
More men.
More men?
Even with the married couples I end up coaching, it's the men that approach me first. The women are more laid back. Or maybe they don't use social media as often. Because the men usually chance on my page or like they find out like maybe you're on TV or something, and then they reach out and say, oh, this and this is what we're going through, and I'll say, okay, I need to talk to both of you, and then it happens. More men usually like.
What are some of the issues that they come to you with?
For men, a lot of them want to last longer in bed.
Oh, like the gentleman who sent that question.
This is the most common issue that men have. Some men who have delayed ejaculation issues. So you see how there's an early, where some people come too soon. There's a delayed one where some people, usually if you go beyond, we're only talking about penetration. Foreplay is not included. If you go beyond 30 minutes and you are not coming, like from the beginning of entry, like the entry point to you coming, you last beyond 30 minutes. That's long.
And that's a problem?
Think about it.
Well, that 30 minutes.
From the beginning of penetration. Foreplay aside.
Oh, foreplay is not part.
Foreplay is not part. Just penetration. They go beyond 30 minutes and they are not coming. There's some men that don't come at all. That's an issue. It's like if every single time you go beyond 30 minutes, you need to see a urologist. And for some people, erectile difficulties. Some people, it cannot get erect, or it gets erect and it becomes soft again.
So they're unable to reach orgasm?
For the delayed ejaculation, some are not able to. Some, it takes too long before they are able to orgasm.
Please get checked.
They need to, like, it's a lot of issues that people have, though. Like, it's a lot of people, like with couples to communication, or like feeling like you're incompatible sexually, or feeling like your partner.
Thank you. That part, the incompatibility. Is there anything like that, like you being compatible with your partner sexually?
Yeah. Because like, there are different sides to where it can be that it can be related to your sex drive. Maybe your partner, you want sex more times than your partner. You wish you'd have sex every day. Yeah. But your partner wants to have sex once or twice a month. That makes you incompatible in a way. But there are ways, it doesn't mean you have to break up. Like, there are ways to work around it. You can meet each other halfway. Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's about, like, your preferences, okay? Maybe the things you like, your partner doesn't want to at all. Like, the things you need and want to experience every time you have sex, there are no-nos for your partner. With that, because when it comes to no-nos, right, we always say it's important for everybody to have their boundaries. That's true. If your partner tells you these are no-nos for them, you cannot force them to do them, because it doesn't it exists outside their boundaries, and everybody should be able to enforce their boundaries and only do the things they want to do.
Yes, well, you're comfortable.
Exactly, because if you end up doing something, like, then there's no consent, because you're like, it's not okay. But with that, there's a lot of things you can do sexually that you can tell the couple to, like, outline a long list of sexual activities. Okay. And then don't add the ones that are no-nos, right? And go through them and see which ones, at least, I told you the things I like and you don't like them. Let's see which other things are there. And let's see which ones you can try and see if you like them. So that way we are meeting each other halfway. Does that make sense? So, like, I mean, with the incompatibilities, it can be anything, and like it can be that you don't feel your partner gets you in the bedroom, or like it can be the size even. It just doesn't do it for you. Like, so with that, like,
that's what the size thing, I think is a whole new matter on its own, especially for the women. Yeah. On the part of the women. A lot of women are so concerned about that. Yeah. Some
women actually don't want it big.
Yeah.
A lot of women want an average size. Some want it big. Because just this week, a number of people were telling me how, like, they are big, and when they encounter partners and who get too scared, they are like, it's too big, I cannot do it. Like, because when it's too big, then the pain, the tears, because you need to, like, the foreplay is necessary, and they lose sight of that. They ignore it, or they
So if you had to incorporate foreplay, a lot of foreplay into that, you could be good. Your partner would be good.
Exactly, because she needs to be very wet. Like, make sure it's wet. Yeah. Check. Yeah. If it's not wet, like, don't go inside.
Before you continue, a lot of women use the physical size, a physical outlook of a man to tell the size of his manhood. Ami's laughing. My viewers, My ladies, don't you do that. I know it's a
No,
thing.
what looks? Because some
So
people
if
use
you're thick, tall, if a man is thick, tall, there's a whole
Are you
assumption, that
I feel like because that's how people end up getting
we
disappointed.
actually have a very thick, tall director, in the control room. I wish he could come so that you could look at him and guess if maybe, but he's married though, so we can't put him on the spot like
some
that.
people even use your feet,
Your feet to
the
check
size of the foot. They say that.
Where
Well,
are
have you
the
had
guys?
that? Have you had that before?
using the size of
They
the
say
feet.
that if you have a larger foot, it's big. You've not had it.
No.
But with these things, it's not always the case. You end up getting disappointed unless you see the actual thing or feel it, like see it's hard, like he gets hard and you see the line, like the
There's
outline
another
is-
one that when a man is big, the manhood isn't big. When
well.
he's lanky,
Yeah.
he has the manhood is big or is long.
So you see, like with very, very big men, sometimes like with their size, the tummy swallows it a bit. I don't know how to explain it. So usually they tell you that if you losing weight can help your size because you are so big. The flesh.
The tummy is taking,
Yes, so they
It's
usually say
reducing
that
it.
like regular exercise, losing weight a bit can help with your size because then you see that, it's not too small. Yeah, but I feel like working with looks, you end up getting disappointed because it's not always the case. Because some people say skinny men have
Yes, I hear that's a
the
lot.
biggest, or short men.
Yes, all short men, yeah.
That's how you get disappointed. But it's although we're having this conversation, I need men to know that like they shouldn't be too obsessed with their size. Because some men have good sizes, but because they think women want it big, they are so like they're buying products to get a bigger size.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
The products that men buy just to enhance their manhoods. But we have quite a number of messages.
Okay.
And so we have to read them, Ami. We have a lot. Okay. Let's go on WhatsApp right about now so I can read as much as I can because we are pressed for time, unfortunately. I wish we could get like 2 hours of this conversation because I know that people are already getting excited. So please, if you can get the WhatsApp messages right about now, and let's read them. What questions do you have for Ami? You can send them to us right now. Okay, hi. Hi, Ami. How do I know if my woman has reached orgasm in the course of intimacy? The faking part, you want to know whether she's being real or she's faking it. Don't worry, we'll get to that. So let's read them. Let's go. Good morning. Please, what can a man do when he's in the mood for sex and doesn't have a partner? Hey. Okay, so maybe you're single, huh? Okay. It as well. Please, what is the meaning of orgasm? Because I have sex with my woman several times, and I never knew that her orgasm has... Okay, I never know her orgasm has come. Sometimes I even ask, and she says she doesn't know. If the orgasm is coming, how will you feel that there's... there's orgasm. Please, I want to know. Thank you. All right. Good. Please, if I ask sometimes... You get angry at yourself during intimacy. Okay, so if you ask about what orgasm, please specify for me. Thank you very much. Is it compulsory to make sounds when having sex? Because as for me, it's my spouse who makes the sound. Thanks for this topic. Ami has said it. It's not compulsory. It's not something that you have to force yourself to do. Okay, hi, good morning. My man, anytime we are to do... Okay, I think you didn't want to text that. Saying that he has to take pepper and lick me before he can penetrate. Oh, no.
He has to take what?
Pepper. No, please.
Why does
from
he...
that. Please run from that.
Why does he do it?
Yes. Good morning and God bless you for such teachings. Please, how can the woman reach orgasm? Because I always fake mine and I want to know how it feels like to reach orgasm. Oh,
always fix it.
My goodness. We have so many. Let's take some more. Good morning, please. Some women during the start of the intimacy, they enjoy it and do everything so lovely, making the sex so interesting and enjoyable. But when they are satisfied and we the men are not, they start to be inactive. Their flexibility decreases and their facial expression even changes. Some even tell you to hurry up and ejaculate. What advice can you give to such women? Did you just join? Ami addressed that quite earlier, but I'll let her reiterate that for you. Okay. Let's take some more, please. Let's take some more. Hello, Esiedwa. You look so beautiful. Please, are you a Thursday born? Please, is it good to take alcohol before sex? Thank you. Well, thank you for the compliment. No, I'm not a Thursday born. I'm a Monday born. And why would you want to take alcohol before sex? Is it maybe you wouldn't want to be yourself?
Why is it?
Or you want to get
is
drunk?
it depending on the alcohol? Because the thing with alcohol is that it can dry out the vagina.
Oh.
Because you have to drink a lot of water.
Right.
Because alcohol makes you dehydrated.
Right.
So in the end, plus it's best to not be under influence during intimacy so that you have it.
Okay. Next one, what should be the average size of penis? Ami has said it. You shouldn't be too bothered about the size, please. You shouldn't be too bothered about the size. Men, we are begging you. We are pleading with you. Ami is begging you, okay? Let's go on Facebook and let's see. Let's read some more comments on this. Salimatu says, love the topic. Yeah, we love it too. Melinda again says, good morning, Esiedwa. Oh, good morning to you, Melinda. Good morning to all our lovely viewers. Please, I want us to go through quickly the aftercare.
The aftercare.
You started mentioning, talking about that you couldn't, so please take us through that.
You see how there's a beginning of sex.
What is it actually?
Aftercare is what you do after sex, like after ejaculation, to make your partner feel cared for. It's a great bonding moment emotionally. And it's very necessary, like the cuddling. A lot of women, like, it's not just cuddling, sometimes showering together, talking about the session, or even like, depending on what your partner's needs. Some people would even want to be fed, like eating together. Like, it's what you do together to feel connected emotionally, to feel cared for. And then because a lot of emotions, like when we have sex, it's so vulnerable and our emotions and everything. So after you've had your orgasm and you've ejaculated, when you leave your partner like that, a lot of women end up feeling like some negative emotions.
So don't leave them like that.
Yeah. So not just women, some men also, like, it's necessary. It makes your partner feel like you care for them. And emotionally, it makes you feel close to. And then if there's something that you need to talk about, or there's something you did that she didn't like, aftercare, that session, it helps you talk about it. It can be great for feedback where, oh, there's something you did that, oh, at a point, you see that sound I made. At that point, I was in pain.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like, aftercare is very, very necessary. And everybody has their needs. For some people, they want to be cuddled up.
Right.
If you don't cuddle them after sex, they would be unhappy. It will feel like, does he still love me? They need that closeness. So you need to find out what your partner likes. There was somebody that talked about how after sex, his partner asked him to sing for her. That's, you see, with her, that's peculiar to her. But then that way, she feels like you care for her. It's not just, you just came, so you're done.
You're just leaving
me.
Right.
We need to still feel close after that.
Okay, Ami. All right. So, very important question that a viewer from Nigeria has asked. 30 seconds, I want you to answer this because, our time is up. Onye Kachuku says, what do I do to make my wife like kissing? My wife doesn't like kissing at all. Onyeka from Nigeria.
Oh, why doesn't she? Ask her why she doesn't like it. Is it that you have bad breath? And because of that, she just tells you, I don't like kissing. It could be that. Is it because maybe your style of kissing, she doesn't like it? Maybe you chew her mouth, you use too much saliva. Like, it's important.
Please, at this point, give us the technique. Is there a technique for kissing?
Yeah, like, they can learn. There are different kinds of kisses. There's different kinds. There's a French kiss. You should go on the internet and learn how to kiss. Type on YouTube even, types of kisses, and explore with a partner. Just that, before that, you should maybe get mint.
Get mint. Or brush your teeth.
And brush your teeth. Like, because it's very possible, because some people, instead of telling you the truth, they just tell you, I don't like it.
Brush your teeth. Use a tongue scraper. Scrape your tongue. Use mouthwash after that. And have the freshest breath
so that it wouldn't be, and then learn how to make it a fun activity with both of you, where it's like, okay, can we try out these kissing?
Okay, Ami. Okay, so our time is up. Ami Shikah, thank you so much. So this is her book, Hot Sex Every Day, your guide to spicing it up and having the most sizzling experiences in and out of the bedroom. 365 hot sex tasks and more by Ami Shikah. You can get this book. In fact, get in touch with us on our WhatsApp number and then we'll direct you to her so you can get the book. My name is s3x. KMJ was here with me as well. We come your way again tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.